Did I turn that off? I do not. Did I? No, I didn't. Okay, good. We're going to talk about some of the confusion that I had the other day. And the confusion comes from a few things, and the, which I've already explained um, when you follow YouTube videos, right? So I think I've already explained that my drafting information comes from YouTube videos. I explained that. So there's no, so I mentioned that. I mentioned that again. I have the basics of sewing knowledge, but the drafting portion, making my own patterns, that comes from YouTube, right? But the knowledge of sewing, creating things, that comes from my parents, my grandparents, the family. And also, I took home ec as a kid as well. And so that's something that I've known since I was a child, right? I explained that. I've always explained. So when I was drafting a sleeve the other day and it wasn't looking correct, and I was like, wait, it don't look right. And then when I started doing the measurements wasn't coming out right. And I was like, something's not right because I'm doing exactly what they're doing. I'm doing what they're doing, and what it's not coming out right. And then I started to think, Bomb, you got to listen to yourself. You're giving people the advice, but you're not even following the same thing you're telling people. What does that mean? I'm telling people that these people shit is clickbait, right? What does clickbait mean? That means they're showing you one thing, they're showing you one thing, they're telling you something different, right? They're showing you one thing, and what they're saying is different. You good? Yeah. Okay. So let me give you an example of what I mean by that. I followed a video to the T. To the T, y'all. I'm not even joking. Right? I watched, like, this weekend past, I know I watched 30, if not more, videos on drafting a sleeve. I was like, remember I told you I was looking for the simple way of doing it. There is a technical way of drafting a sleeve, but I was like, y'all not going to want to do that, right? A technical way of drafting a sleeve, you're not going to want to do that for if you want to make, let's say you have customers. Some people, you want to make a sleeve for all your customers. You have 10 dresses to make this week, or even this month. Let's say you have 10 outfits to make this month. Do you want to draft 10 different sleeves technically where you got to draw, you take it, you draw a center, you draw it, and you start drafting that sleeve in that technical way? You're not going to want to do that, especially if you know there's a quicker way of doing it. So I was thinking, okay, let me learn this quick way that these Africans, that's who I see doing it. So that's why I'm saying the Africans, right? I'm quite sure there's some other people doing it. I haven't come across them, right? I'm seeing the Africans do it these quick ways. I'm not saying that it's the best way. I'm just seeing quick ways, and it amazes me. I'm like, wow, check it out. Let me see if I can learn that. Anyway, long story short is I watched many videos, and if I see this person do it, that person do it, that person do it, and then it seems like they all in the same agreement that that's how you do it, right? So then after that, then I said, okay, let me do it. So I said, but I don't have to actually do it ahead of time because that's how simple it is. That's how simple it is. You draw a line, you draw another line, you make your measurements. I'm going to add my numbers, and then, but see, that's where I messed up at, right? Because when I started to do it in front of y'all, the numbers, that shit wasn't adding up. I was like, this shit not adding up because it's just not, that shit not adding up. Now, so I was like, there's no way. This shit is so simple. I did it step by step. How is it that when I do my measurement isn't adding up like their measurement is adding up? Lo and behold, I even told y'all, when you measure this way, right? It's because, see, remember, I'm not a dummy. I'm actually really smart, right? If we're gonna talk about intelligence, right? When I start thinking about things logically, scientifically, that's how my brain works. I started to say, well, if you take a measurement straight, boom, that measurement is going to be different if you take that measurement diagonal. I even showed y'all, wait, it added a whole inch. When I measured from, let's say this line, there's a line, let me see, I don't think you can see it. There's a line, let's say this dark blue line, because y'all could probably see that better. If I take a measurement from this line and I say, let's go 8 inches that way. If I go from 8 inches from that dark blue line out that way, right? But then I say, okay, we're going to go 5 inches up and we're going to go diagonally from 5 inches up to that 8 inches this way. That's not going to be the same 8 inches just because it's 8 inches out. Yes. But remember, we went 5 inches up. So that's adding. That's going to add something. That's going to add some inches in there, right? It's going to add something. And I mentioned that. And not only that, though, but let's think about this. Even if I go 8 inches out straight, remember I started making curves. So I was like, wait a minute. They went 8 inches out, but then they want me to add curves. And I was like, it's not going to be the same measurement because we started adding curves to it. And I was like, this not making sense. So they started adding curves and shit. But they wanted me to measure the curves and they still wanted the measurement to be the same. And I was like, so when I was doing it in my mind, I was like, this not going to add up the same. But in their video, they was like, see, this adds up. But they never showed you that it added up. They would do this. They would do this. Now I'll link y'all to the videos if y'all want to see that I'm not lying. They would do this. They would say, they would measure the curve, and then they would go, see, that's 7.5, and here's the extra. They would literally say that's 7.5, and here's the extra. But they would never show you that tape was landed on 7.5. They never showed you that it landed on 7.5. But there's no way it could have landed on 7.5. But they would tell you that. And they're telling everybody that. And so I'm thinking, oh, I wasn't fully thinking. I'm just saying, that's what they saying. I never thought about it. I'm just watching them do their thing, and I'm watching another video. They saying the same shit. I'm watching another video, and they saying, some of them not measuring at all. They just saying, hey, this is what it is. But the ones that were blatantly just telling out lies, you know what I mean? So there's enough of them telling the lie. And then when the other ones just followed doing the same thing, they never gave out a number. They were just like, hey, this is how you do it. And here you go. Bam. Now, so I'm about to tell you. So something came to me today, because I'm not lying. I spent all day yesterday. The day after, I sat here, even when I was on the phone with some of you. I was on the phone for the last couple of days with some of you for hours, right? I talked to a lot of people. Shit, we be on the phone for hours, just like we on YouTube. If I'm not on here talking to y'all for hours, I'm on the phone with somebody talking for hours. So y'all know what I'm talking about, right? But even when whether I'm on here working or I'm on the phone, y'all hear me working. But I'm not joking. For the last couple of days, I'm over here trying to get this shit to add up. And if y'all don't believe me, let me show y'all. I'm about to show y'all. Like I was like, what the hell am I doing wrong? I'm not stupid. I'm like, here goes some. I'm taking pieces of paper and I'm just drawing line after line and curve after curve. And I'm like, why isn't these curves coming out right? But I wasn't thinking that these people look curve after curve, line after line, curve after curve, line after line. I'm just doing it and doing it and back and doing it, throwing it away. I'm doing it and doing it, pieces to pieces and doing it and doing it. I'm like, wait a minute. And then I sat down. I was like, wait a minute, Bob. What you doing, baby? You doing? You're not thinking. You just trying to. You're not thinking. You trying to do what somebody else did. You're trying to get what their results are, but you're not thinking. I was like, yeah, Bob. You already told people that these people is clickbait. You're not thinking. Sit your ass down. Have a little sip of your half and half tea and think. So that's what I did. And I was like, wait a minute. I drafted this shirt. I did it with y'all. I draft mini shirts, right? And I started to think that 8 inch, right? The 8 inches from here to here. That's why when I go and measure the 8 inches, I was like, yeah, the 8 inches is a straight line down. But when I make that curve, that's a curve. And that's why you're going to see me make the curve. So, yes, it's 8 inches straight, but this curve. So, what I did, I then took my tape measure and I said, well, damn, bah, yes, I measured from the shoulder down, and it is it's actually 8.5 that I wanted it to be. Let me see, where is that? Where am I? In front or the back? It's the front. From here. Yep, 8.5 where I want it to be, right? I said, okay, cool. 8.5 where I want it to be. That's where it's gonna be when I measure it out. Gonna be 8.5 where I want it to be. That's from the shoulder to the end where the curve is gonna go and start going out. 8.5 where I want it to be. That's the line in which the curve starts going out. Y'all got me? Cool. That's without the seam allowance. And so I go and I measure the curve. And I'm only measuring the curve from not the seam allowance, but from there. And I starts to measure. I say, okay, let me measure that. Let me measure that. Let me measure that curve. And I start to measure that curve. And I measure that curve. And right now that curve is at 10. And lo and behold, when I did that curve on the other day, it was at 10, right where it should have been. But I thought I had did it wrong. It was right at 10. But see, I wouldn't have known. I thought it was wrong because they were lying and saying, see, it should be at 8.5. Plus the seam allowance. They kept saying it should be at 8.5. I don't know why they just don't tell the truth and say, hey, because you end up adding because it's a curve. It's not just a straight line anymore. You start adding things when you add a curve. Why can't they just tell the truth like that? I don't understand why the lies. I have no idea. The lies cause confusion. So the whole time when I drafted that first sleeve, it was on the money. It was correct. But I kept thinking it was wrong because I was like, when I measured, remember that's when everything started going messed up. If you go and look at that stream, you'll see when I start measuring is when I start saying this tape is wrong. But just tape is messed up. That's true. But I was like, this is all off by a whole 2 inches. And that's not even counting the seam allowance. Because it landed on like 10 way before. I was like, damn. This, I was like, this is all messed up. It was so messed up. I ended up redoing another draft of the whole shirt just to make sure that I didn't mess up. I was like, what in the hell? Did I do something wrong somewhere? I redrafted this whole shirt. I'm not even joking. Um, I redrafted the whole shirt. I was like, maybe I did something wrong in the armhole. And then it didn't matter because then I started to do the issue, have the same issue when it came to me doing the sleeve again. So anyway, y'all. So I'm not going I'm going to show y'all how to do this the right way, even though it's going to still be a quick way. It's going to be a couple of steps, small steps, than the way they do it, but it's going to be better. But once you get the hand of it, like if you end up drafting a lot of sleeves, you might not have to take the route that I'm going to show you, right? Because you'll just get it. You'll understand. And that's what the issue is. I guess maybe some of them, they, like you'll hear them say, oh, you don't even need the curve because you could do it by hand. But that's not true though. Because if you don't understand how much of a curve you need, your shit will come out all wrong. And I think with them, some because they're not they're taught by either by a family member or maybe they do this for a living as a job and they've been doing it so much, they just know. But you can't be a teacher and just be like, you will just know. You can't just throw any number out there and say, hey, go 4 inches in and just do this. Because people want to know, well, why did I go 4 inches in? They may know why to go 4 inches in on this shirt, but the next shirt you might have to go just 3 inches in, 3.5 inches in. They know that because they know, but you can't be a teacher and just say shit like that because your students don't know. Your students need to know why, because that's not the answer for every shirt and every garment and every this and every sleeve. Like you'll hear them say, well, you go down 4 inches or 5 inches and things like that. No, there's reasons. There's body types. Like you've heard me say, well, if the person is bigger, you might go down 5. But it is other things too, types of sleeves. There's sleeves on jackets where the jacket, the person can't really raise their hand above their head, right? Y'all know that? They could raise their hand above their head, but the jacket isn't meant for that. So that's why it's so that's these numbers mean something. The longer the cap is, the less movement they have, and things like that. So these things matter, right? But when that's why certain people could be teachers and others cannot. People can show you how to do things. That doesn't mean they could be teachers. Just because they know how to do things don't mean they could be educators. Doesn't mean they can teach you. And that is the difference. And that's why it's cool to watch somebody do some shit on YouTube. That doesn't mean that it's cool for you to learn from it. Okay? That's why there's people who they're showing you what they do. You can watch them do it, but it may not be cool to learn from them because they don't know why they're doing what they're doing themselves. In fact, that's most of the people in the sewing arena over there. They just doing it because somebody else showed them that's how you what you do. And you cannot ask them why they're doing it that way. Because they don't know why they do it that way. They just know somebody showed them that's why they're doing it that way. And they may not even know that there's 50 other ways of doing it. Okay. And here I am. I may confuse people. Why? Because I do know that there's 50 other ways of doing it. You see, I have vast amount of information. I know why you do things, how you do them, why you do them, and I know many other ways of doing it. Okay. I might be a bad teacher also. I might need a actual, what they call it when you have what is it called? Where you follow a plan, a lesson plan. But I'm thinking of another term. But it's kind of like a lesson plan, right? Where we start from the beginning and I teach you about the sewing machine from the beginning. And then from there, I start teaching about the different stitches, right? And then from there, I start teaching you this. And I might do things from that. And then we go into the beginning style things. And then we go into the meat. And I might have to do that because if I start skipping and start telling you, hey, this is how you do it. And then I start saying, what? You could go and you can start doing this, that, and third, and then it might confuse the beginners because the beginners don't know even how to do certain things yet. So yeah, that's why somebody like me, I would need a lesson plan. I would have to write out a lesson plan or something like that because I might confuse people as well. So I get that. I understand that. So anyway, we're gonna get to this goddamn. I hope that that kind of explained what happened the other day when I was doing the sleeve. Because I'm telling you, baby, I was messed up. I sat here and I was like, what is going wrong? How could this go so messed up? It was just too simple to be so messed up. It like literally, if I showed you the video that I followed, you would be like, there's no way you could mess it up neither. And yet you would mess it up. And it's because on their end, them outright lying. It's nothing you could do wrong with that video. It was that simple. And I can show you 10 videos that did the same exact thing. And essentially, I just chose one of them out of the 10. They all did the same thing. Some of them did it with paper, some of them did it directly on fabric. That is the reason why I tell everybody on here, if you're going to learn how to do things from anybody on YouTube, including myself, please do not do it directly from fabric. You will regret it. Trust and believe me. You seen the balled up shit I had over there. Imagine if that was fabric that I tried to test this out on, just simply because I trusted someone I do not know here on YouTube. And that's the same thing with information too. We'll talk about that later. Okay, we're gonna get to making this satin sleeve so I can get this over with. Okay. The first thing I'm gonna say, y'all heard me say this several times, okay, is that you want when you're using paper, it doesn't have to be a certain particular type of paper, y'all. Just paper that you can draft on. The paper have to be as wide and as long as you need it to be as the garment that you're making, that you're drafting. That's it. I already recommended if you don't you could go to the Dollar Tree and buy gift wrapping paper, right? I mentioned the Dollar Tree because it's cheap, right? A dollar 25, I think now, and you could get you some gift wrapping paper. Um, you probably could go to Walmart. I think that I was about to say Kmart, but they don't exist no more. And any other place where they have paper that's long and wide. Catch that shit around Christmas time, after Christmas, or anytime, when they getting rid of that stuff. You can even use brown paper bag. It just needs to be wide enough and long enough for what you're drafting out. You could take paper bag, open it up, and then tape them together if you want to do that. Okay, that's what I'm saying. You don't have to put money into. I forgot how much this roll of paper was. I got it from Amazon, but you do need it to be as wide and as long. This is a very long roll. I think it ends up being like um, I don't know, 100 or 200 yards or feet or it's very long, right? But I wasn't concerned about how long it is as much as I was about how wide it is, right? I was trying to get it to be at least wide enough for at least one pan blade, where if I need to make at least one pan sleeve, right? Or one side of a shirt. Remember, I told you usually when you draft only one side of your body. So if you're making a shirt, you draft one side of the shirt. If you're making pants, you draft one side of the pant. Making shorts is one side. So that's what's important. And it needs to be wide enough, like if a person was very large, that I'm able. But even if it wasn't wide enough, I could take another piece that and tape it to and make it wide enough, right? So you could do that as well. So that's important um, if you decide to buy something. Okay. So here we are. We're about to start. I also told you everything you do, you want a starting line. That's very important because you can really screw up your project if you don't have a starting line. Okay. I have maybe an example because I almost did something yesterday. Um, you can't see it though. I ended up correcting it and then I cut it off. But there, if you don't have a starting line, you can really screw up your project. The starting line is where you always kind of will measure from. Okay, it can end up being a part of the project as well, but it essentially is the area in which you are measuring from. Whether it ends up being your waistline, it can be, but it don't have to be. But let's say it's just the part in which I measure from. So in this case, this is my starting point. I am going to make a sleeve, and this is going to be a long sleeve. I am going to start from my husband bought me markers so y'all can see better, right? And I know y'all see it upside down. Um, and remember, I also showed y'all that it could be kind of confusing, right? So I'm actually gonna turn this around after I measure. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna measure this and then I'm gonna turn it because I need it to be the right side on the right side of the pattern. But so what y'all gonna see me do is this line is already here, but I'm gonna make it a little darker. Okay. Yeah, should be able to see that better. Yeah. Okay. Um, and I'm gonna measure. Okay. This sleeve is going to be now they told me 20, I'm gonna go down 26 inches. And 26 inches is gonna be safe. Okay. And I'm gonna measure it from this line. Okay. That's a long sleeve, right? Think about it. That's a long sleeve, but that's gonna be 26 inches. I'm gonna go to 27 just in case Sigma allowance, but um now we're gonna do when I do the yeah, we're gonna do pain, here come the pain. Oh my motherfucker God, here it come. Oh Lordy, come on. I did take some medicine right before I start this. I was like, well, let me take my medicine now. And I did stop taking the medicine. I found out while I'm having the pain, and I keep saying it's in my leg, but it's in my groin area. Found out that the medication that they put me on is the reason why I'm having the pain in my groin area. Found that out officially yesterday. Okay. Um, I called the doctor's office screaming. Okay, I'm like, I was like, I looked up online. Jesus, I did look. I told the doctor I was having pain, but I guess I'm not using the right terminology because I told her that for some reason I'm having pain and I mentioned in my leg, but officially, but it's she already knew I was having pain in my legs. I guess I didn't give her the right terminology. When I looked it up though, it's in my groin area and only on one side. When I was like, maybe it's this medication. Medication got me going crazy too. But anyway, I'm gonna bypass that. Look, I'm going 26 down on that side. I'm gonna go a little farther over from that line and I'm gonna mark it 26. And the reason you do that, because it helps you give you tick marks, right? I'm not sure if y'all can see the tick marks, one here, but I'm gonna use the tick marks and then I'm gonna use my ruler and I'm gonna put the ruler on the tick marks as straight as I can. And then I'm gonna draw a straight line. It helps me make a straight line, right? And that's now I know that from here, this line to that line is 26 inches. I can then cut, right? I can't. Not gonna cut directly on that line. I'm gonna go a little farther down, just in case. Um, just in case I need like an inch or two, right? I okay. Where's my scissors? Should be in my little area over here because I don't remember picking them up. There they go. And the reason I'm doing that because I do want to switch this around. Okay. It's kind of directly on that line, but right underneath it. Because I could, and I don't have to really switch it around, right? I can leave this where it is. And mind you, it's from this line to that line, right? Because I have a little piece down here underneath that line. So I don't really have to switch them. I could use this, but I am going to switch it because the beginning line, I'm going to switch it around like this. Okay. This is my bottom. This is my top. I'm going to leave that for the bottom. Okay. This is starting line. Okay. I'm going to put it so y'all can see what I'm doing. And the reason being because I showed y'all yesterday, if I did this from fabric, there would be a fold. The fabric would be folded. So there would be a front and a back. And it would be folded. Okay. When you're using a pattern though, it's just one piece. But it would tell me to put this on fold. So that's what I'm gonna write, right? So over here on this side, I'm gonna put place on fold. Or there's some symbols. If you are a seamstress or if you buy a pattern, and I did bring one up, I'm gonna show y'all what it kind of looks like. I'm gonna show y'all what a pattern looks like. I think I did before. Oh, something popped up, y'all. I want to block, block. This shit might kick me off and I won't know it because I'm not using Zoom. Oh my God. Zoom is not up. Oh my God. Suppose I'm talking to y'all don't. And let me see. Is this Zoom? Yes. Am I connected? I should have stopped that damn program. I usually stop it, but I decided not to stop it. Ah, there it go. Root secure wants to do something. I'm putting no. I usually stop that program from doing it. Because what that program will do, it will seize up, stop everything. It will stop my Zoom. It's really here to protect me, but somebody been trying to hack me. Okay, they've been trying to hack me, and it does what it's supposed to do. And the program does what it's supposed to do. The problem is, I don't I don't like what it's doing. This is a nice little shirt, right? Y'all see that shirt? That's a nice little shirt, right? I'm about to show y'all why I don't like pants. because it doesn't take long to draft out this pattern. And essentially, this it tells you the different types of shirt you can have. Different type of sleeves is all this is. See it with the long sleeve, see it with the bell sleeve, see it with the double bell sleeve, where okay. Um, let me see what else different about it. I see where they put elastic and make the shirt a little different. So I can make all these types of shirts from this one pattern because it's just a few little various small ass changes, y'all. And they're really small changes. And they show you how to make the small changes. Like in this sleeve, it has elastic at the wrist on the sleeve, right? And at this sleeve, it's short and it has elastic at the. And this one is just a flutter sleeve. It don't have no elastic, but it's short and real cute, real daintily little cute little sleeves. This pattern cost $20.95 if you bought it at full price. Usually when you bomb from like Joann's, they'll have something that says like if you bought it at regular price, it would be like 50% off. So it would cost like $10. Now if you catch it on sale, like I did, this may have cost like $2.99, $3, right? So now let me tell you why I do not like patterns. Believe it or not, for this shirt, this person is not a big person at all, right? She's a regular size, normal woman. Wouldn't be considered a BBW. She got full size boobs and things like that. But honestly, probably a size somewhere maybe a 10, 8, 10, right? Besides her top gonna be um a large, maybe an extra large in the top, and that's only because of her boobs, right? But in this though, she gonna be in the size woman's size 24, 26. Uh, just like the Lord, you know what I mean? That's crazy because the largest that would be like yeah, it's real crazy. It's real intimidating because they got her in a woman size 22. That's just because of her boobs, right? Um, but okay, I already explained that to y'all a while back. How the U.S. have essentially they know we're bigger people than we used to be. That's why you can't buy if you stumble across a pattern that our grandparents used to use back in the day. Nobody can't recreate those and put that out. People gotta you can't make them. Nobody can fit in those. Not even the skinniest of skinny people today. They can't wear that. Our waist lines have gotten significantly larger. Even new thin people are larger than back then. Okay. Now, check this out. This is what's in this thing. This. This. By the time I go in and start cutting all of these pattern pieces out, essentially, this shirt has, I'm going to tell you, it tells me how many pattern pieces in here. It has 9 pattern pieces. It has a front or back sleeves, and because they have different type of sleeves. Remember, they got the long sleeve, the short sleeve. But actually, no, 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 no. Let's back up. Let me look. Let me look. I'm just looking. They give a diagram of the pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 pieces. The sleeves, they got one sleeve, but you can cut it if you want it to be short or if you want it to be long, right? I'm not sure if y'all can see that. This is a sleeve right there. That's a sleeve, okay? And if I wanted to be short, I would cut it at the short. And if I wanted to be long, I would cut it down there. Now, so they got a front of the shirt, the back of the shirt, and then they got the sleeve. And the other things are little small pieces, facings, and things like that. So essentially, it's three pieces to this. Um, but I would have to go in and then, so with those three pieces, now you got lines that says cut on this line if you're a size if you're a size small, medium, large, and it goes on like that, right? And so by the time I take this piece of paper and iron it out just to get it flat, and then I start cutting on the lines, right? And then from there, I have to pin it to the fabric and then cut it out. And then you know how hard it is to get it back so I could put it back in this thing? It's really it's really difficult. It's like the worst thing ever. It's the worst thing ever. Um, when I could get a piece of paper, hurry up and draft it up, and if I decide to keep it, I can. Like if somebody paid for me to make them a specialty item, depending on the garment, I and the price, depending on what I gave them, the price, I will send them the pattern also. Now, for this that I created right here, I did not include the pattern, so they won't be getting the pattern, right? But for the for what I create, if I gave them a fair market pricing when I priced them this, I would include the pattern piece with their garment. And that way they could get this garment made locally by somebody else, or they may be able to try to recreate what I make it for them. They could try to recreate it themselves if they wanted to, you know? Um, but anyway, I don't like dealing with these. If you learn how to do this, you don't have to deal with this. Okay. This is a lot of work. Okay, essentially, it saves me time making this yourself, myself, and you don't have to deal with nobody telling you that you are size woman when your ass no you really just a regular normal size woman just with big breasts. Everything else on you is cool. You know what I mean? And it's crazy. American man, this shit is crazy. Anyway, back to this sleeve that we about to create. I will end up showing y'all. Well, I'm not gonna show y'all what I'm creating. The person who liked this outfit, I hope she like it when it's done. Okay, but here we go. I'm about to show y'all how to create the sleeve. This sleeve is what's gonna make this outfit, right? This outfit, she chose the color. She liked the color. If you're gonna have to imagine this in a print that you like because you get to go and pick the fabrics you want. She wanted a solid, color, but if she would have wanted it in any print that you like, I essentially think it would have been much better in a print, a beautiful print. It would have been awesome. But I think it's gonna look cute this way too. I've been trying to think of how to jazz it up a little bit, but hey, um, anyway, we're gonna start here. This this is and I have to mark it myself so there will be no confusion on my end, right? This is where the fold gonna be. So I'm gonna put place on fold, okay? Or there's some symbols that where if I didn't want to write all of that, there's a place on fold symbol. Okay, when you deal with patterns, you need to learn what the symbols are. Now the pattern pieces does teach you all of that also. If you don't know inside the pattern package, it teaches you those things. And the symbol has a square and two things with an arrow, and it kind of tells you place this part, which they mean this side itself on fold. Okay, so that's important because the fabric needs to be folded at this end. Okay, that's important. So that means this is the folded portion. Okay, now this is the top that I'm measuring from. This is the starting line. You can see it, and if you can't, and it don't have to be a line on some things, in some cases, but it needs to be the top. It's a line. Start with a line. If you're a beginner, please start with a line. Please start with a line. Okay. We're going to go, I'm going to measure down 4.5 inches. Okay. I could go further down. I already mentioned why. Okay. 4.5 inches down, and we're going to make a line or a dot so I can put a line going straight across. Okay. Why am I doing that? Because for the measurement, I could have measured down, and or if you want the official measurement, we could take her armhole, because I do have her armhole number now, right? I did not have it before, so I was guesstimating, and I guesstimated based on things like her body measurement that I did have, and I was essentially right. And then I added some things, so I wasn't wrong. I was in the ballpark. Okay, I was in the right ballpark, which was it was right. Okay. Okay, so I went 4.5 down, and then this is the cap, the cap of the arm. And I explained that the other day. Cool. So this is how long the sleeve gonna be. That's the bottom of the sleeve. This is the cap of the sleeve. Okay, from here to here. And then this is where everything got kind of uh screwed up on my end based on the false information that they gave. So I now know that her armhole amount is essentially, I think it was 17. Was it 17? 8. So I do know the number that we need is 8.5, right? 8.5, y'all. So on this line, we're going 8.5 from this second line. Okay, we're going to mark 8.5. This is her body measurement. Okay. And it was because her underarm, that means under her, from her top of her shoulder, underneath her armpit, that measurement was 17. Okay. So half of that is 8.5. Okay. So I'm going to put that there. And then y'all saw what I did, and I'm going to do it again. From this corner, this is the top of the shoulder, right here, the top. We're going to measure, we're going to do from that to this line that I did at that 8.5, we're going to do a diagonal line. Okay. Diagonal line. And then what I want to do, this is where they were saying do the curve. They were like, just put it in half and do a curve. And see, that was the difficult part because, but I'm going to show you how to do it technically. It's going to be up here, going to be technical. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this measurement. Now, remember, this was 8.5. Remember, this was 8.5. And although we're going to take from up here and measure that. When I do that, that comes out to damn here 10, actually 10. See, that's no longer 8.5. This is 10. So half of 10 is 5, right? So I do want to take half of that. I want to mark this half on that line, and I'm a half of 10 is 5. So we're gonna break that into half. And I'm mark at the 5 on that diagonal line. Okay, so I marked right here on that, I marked the 10. But then I want to take this side and put a half, and I want to also break that into half, if that makes sense what I'm saying to you. So we know that the half of 5 is 2.5, right? So at the 2.5 mark, I'm gonna put a line, right? Am I right about that, y'all? Because we sure don't want to make no mess ups. And if you don't know for sure, just off back, take your tape measure, put it on the 5, fold it in half, and yep, 2.5. And I could put that and do the same thing here. Put that there, put that in half. Let me see if y'all can see what I'm doing. So I've already put the mark here, just a little dot, no big deal, right? So from here to here to the half, right? That's 5. And then what you see me do is take this tape, because let's say I don't have a calculator. So let's say I'm bad at math. I take that 5, I put it in half like that. I flatten that out like that. And then I put that dot where the end of that is. And that's the other half. So now I have 1, 2, 3. This is now split in half, right? 1, 2, 3. Now this mark that I had, that 10, is now broken into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Y'all see that? It's broken down into 4 parts. Let me see if y'all can see it. You see it? It's 1 part, it's 2 parts, 3 parts, and 4 parts. So now, let me get my little piece of paper. So I wrote this part down so I don't mix y'all up. Okay. You need to measure tape, because on part number 1, this is 1, 2, and 3. On mark number 1, you want to go up 3/4. I want to go up. This is the first mark, right? I want to go upwards. I want to measure 3/4 up and put a dot. So I'm going to take my tape measure, 3/4 of an inch, 3/4. If y'all don't know what 3/4 is, we have a whole nother stream, and I'll teach you how to measure, how to read a tape measure, right? But if you know what a fourth is, so we about to go 3/4, right? And so so let me find a fourth, put it on the fourth, and we're gonna go 3/4. So that's right. That's the tick mark right before you get to the last one before the fourth, in case you didn't know that. Okay, I don't want to go into that depth of teaching y'all. Please, I don't want to do that right now. Okay, so what we doing? We doing 3/4, right? So we want 3/4 up. So I want to go 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3/4. It's not big. It's not quite. Wait a minute. We're doing 3/4 of an inch, y'all. Okay. 3/4 of an inch. We taking an inch. We're going 3/4 of an inch. Okay, because look, I was wait a minute, let me get the inch there. Okay, we're going 3/4 of an inch. So that's a little farther up. Look, I was starting it so 1, 2, we go 1, 2. I can't read it from that because of that thing hiding it. One. So this is the inch right here. Okay. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, that's we're going up here. Okay, so it's up here. 3/4 of an inch. 3/4. You got in an inch, that's 4. And you want 3/4. You see? So 1/4 is and then we got 3/4. Okay, y'all got it? We have to do that another time. I'll teach y'all how to measure. Now on the second dot, which is this one, we're going 1/4 up. So we're still going up, but we're going 1/4 up. Okay. So I'm gonna put it on the one, and we're just going 1/4 up. Okay. So on the 1/4 up. And on the third one, we're going 1/2 down. On this third mark, we're going down, and we're going 1/2 down. We're going 1/2 inch down. Okay. So I'm gonna put that one there, and I'm going to go a whole 1/2 inch down. Okay. So we're going 3/4 inch up, 1/4 inch up, and 1/2 inch down. Can y'all see that? 3/4 inch up, 1/4 inch up, and 1/2 inch down. Up, up, then down. Okay, that's what we did. Now y'all wondering why did we do that? And it sounds difficult, but it's not. Once you do that, then it makes everything easy because that curve that I kept trying to do, that shit seemed hard. And the reason why it seemed hard because they didn't tell you how to exactly make that curve. I could have made that curve all kinds of ways. It could have been way deep. It could have been way shallow. It could have been all kinds of ways. But if you want the exactness of your goddamn thing, then you just need to know, right? So let me get y'all closer. I'm gonna use my iPad and get y'all real close in. Give me a second. And I'm not gonna draw it again, but I'm gonna see if I can get y'all to see better. Okay, y'all give me a second though. Let me get the iPad. Let's see if it's charged up enough. Yeah, it's charged up enough. We're gonna share the iPad view in a minute. let me let me switch this. Where I gotta go there. No, where I go, y'all give me a second. Nope. I'm not sure. Let me just turn this off like that. No, where I go. What happened? Something just happened, y'all. I'm not sure what that says. Some error. Okay, cut that off. I have an error that popped up just now, and I don't know where that error, what that got to do with anything. It's saying it's Firefox. I'm not even using Firefox. That's ridiculous. Am I using Firefox? I might be. Why would I do? Nope, I'm not using Firefox. Firefox trying to be used though. I told you somebody trying to hack into me. Okay, let's see. What's this? Let's zoom. I do not see what I'm looking for. That is so ridiculous. What's going on here? That is ridiculous. Okay, let me switch it to this. Okay, that's crazy, y'all. Okay, let me do a share. On my iPad. Share, where share. Here we go. Start sharing where you at. There you go. Share screen. We're gonna share the iPad. We're gonna do that. Um, there. Get you out the way. How we gonna do? How we gonna move you out the way? We're gonna put you there. Okay, yeah. Okay, and then we're gonna move you here. Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 Okay, so we're gonna look at it from this angle. Let's turn you around. Kind of look you up. Okay, so this is the top. This is the next line. I went in 8.5 inches. See that? 8.5 inches. Then I drew, this is the corner of the sleeve. And then I went and drew a line to this 8.5 inches. You see that? Then I took it and I divided this 8.5. This ended up being what it ended up being 10 inches when I measured it, right? And so this ended up being the half of that. Then I took this and I halved that up. Then I went over here from here to here and I halved that up. And that's how we ended up with this sector, that section, this section, and that section. Y'all see that? Okay. Then I went from this point up 3/4. And that's that line, this dot right here. That's 3/4 up from this. Then I went from here and I went 1/4 up. Okay. Cool. Then I went to this point and I went 1/2 inch down. And that's what we have. So we have here, here, here. And then what y'all gonna see me do now is make that curve that's gonna make that sleeve. And y'all gonna see me use those dots. And I want y'all to see it close because I'm gonna use now this curve, right? Okay. So this is called a this is great for armholes, neck lines, curvature of your body, all kinds of curves. It's perfect for that. It's actually made for measurements of curves in our bodies, right? So the reason we have these points, let me see if y'all gonna be able to see. I think let me see how far behind we are. We are behind, so I'm gonna restart this. I don't know why we so far behind, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna restart that share. I notice when I do it from my phone, it stays. When I do it from my iPad, it ends up being it slows up. So it seems like there's a difference between the phone and when I do it from my iPad. But it's bigger when I do it from my iPad. So anyway, let's start the share again. I'm gonna get my mark. Okay. And then I'm gonna grab this. Okay. And let's see if we can get closer in. Now, so we're gonna use this. And what we want to do is we want these to add up, line up, right? We want this curve to line up with that curve to also end up lining up. We want this to line up. And however we get it to line up, it needs to. We can't have it not line up, right? So we got to play with this curve and get to where this and this lines up, right? So, and we also want this part. We need this point to line up with this point to line up with that point. Y'all see what I'm saying? this, and this, they need to line up with this curve. And we got to find on this curve to get all those points to line up. So we start playing with it. We get that to line up. So now this point and this point is lining up. Y'all see that? But it's not lining up with this point. So we play with it. We getting it. See how we getting it close? We now check that shit out. We got this point, and that point lining up. And that's when we draw. We draw that, and that. Bam, baby. And guess what else we got to line up? It also lines up with down here because that's what we needed to do. All those 3 points line up. That's how it's supposed to line up. Bam. And then what do we do? Now we need this point to go with that point. And that's when we take this and we flip it. And then we take, and we need this point to kind of line up with that point over here. Okay? So you play around. You figure out, okay, how do I get that point to line up? And you can, that's too straight, but maybe, right? It could be straight. That's too straight. It could be straight. There's all kinds of ways. It don't, but that's too curved because you don't want to go up and up. It got to line up. So you kind of play with it a little bit until you get that point to line up. Okay. So here I am. I'm manipulating the curve a little bit. And then I'm like, okay, does that fit? Let's see. When I touch that, is that fitting? Let me see. Get it up a little bit. Let's see. Gotta get that up a little bit. Let's see if that fit. And there you have it. It's kind of too short. And that's your armhole curve. You see that? Now, with my regular hand, it wouldn't have been. I might be able to. I got to put a little curve in that a little more. So I'm gonna fix it a little bit. Let's see if I can get it a little better. Right? And there you have it. And that is that armhole curve. Ooh, ooh. So when I cut, I'm gonna end up cutting from there, there, and there. Y'all see that? Okay. Let me let it play out before I stop the share. Okay. Because it's behind. Let me stop the share. Okay. Now, that is a portion of, now we're going to finish this. That's the armhole. That's the hardest part of when you're making your sleeve. Now we're going to finish this off real quick. So let me go back to turning back on my camera and getting this back to where it needs to be. Y'all give me a second. That is the hardest part to making the sleeve, y'all. And that's, if you remember, I said that they show you just an easier way. They kind of go into showing you where you don't have to put them dots and know those actual go up an inch, go down an inch, a half an inch, a third. They show you where you don't have to do that. But when you, because they just say hand draw this just hand draw this in, kind of thing. But the truth is, those dots will be different based on your measurements. Like instead of me going 8.5 inches out, suppose your round is 10 inches and you only went in 5 inches. Yeah, those numbers would be different and the shape of it would be different. Okay. So yeah, people, so they're not really being totally truthful. They just saying, hey, just draw this shit. And you can make it fit. And yes, if you are if you sew and just sew for a living and you're in the business of making things fit, you can make it fit. But if you think if you go to fashion school, they tell you just make things fit, or they showing you the correct way so when you making garments that they look nice on you fit. That's the difference between you buying something that's might cost you $12, $20 for a dress, and you buying a dress from me that costs you $350 or $1,000 because it's gonna fit you well and it's gonna fit you nice. It's gonna look good on you, and it's just gonna be nice, Now, so that's the most difficult part of making a sleeve. This part right here. Everything else from there is really simple. Okay, if I was making a basic sleeve, I would have took another measurement around your elbow area, and I would take a measurement around your wrist. But I'm not. This is a bell sleeve that I'm making for this dress. It's one of them sleeves that gonna go out, and I'm shaping it a certain way as well. So that's why you're not. That's why I didn't take her elbow measurement, and I also didn't take her wrist out measurement. Okay, so this is a bell sleeve, so you're not going to see me talk about those things. Okay. I'm making a particular type of sleeve. And this is to a measurement. So now what I'm going to do though, I have how long I want the sleeve to be, as y'all can see, right? I talked about that. That's here. And it's a bell sleeve. So I now want to determine how wide do I want the sleeve to be. Like for instance, it's gonna be on her, and it's gonna be round. This is too round though. Like this is too. Remember, this is one side of the sleeve, right? This is one side. So I figure if I do 12 inches, the sleeve will be 20. 12 and 12 is 22. That will be 22. If I go 12 inches out, that's going to be 12 inches on one side of her body. That's quite wide, right? I'm figuring a wrist is my wrist is about 8 inches. With If I put some space in there, that's 9 inches, right? So if I did 9 inches times 2, that's 18, right? So let me put 18. But remember, you got to, oh, I did that wrong too, right? Because that's 9 inches around. So 9 inches around. So we do 9 when we do circles. I don't want to do it that way. Let's do 9. Let's do 8. We're going to do 4. So we do 4. Then I do another 4. That's 8. And then I do another 4. That's 8. 8, 8. No, no, no. I don't want to do 16. Let's see. 8, 12. We're going to do 12. I think 12 is a good. I'm going to do 12, y'all. I'm going to go 12. I think 12 is a good bell, right? Okay. Now, this is me guesstimating. Um, I could have did 8 going That would be like one side going twice. It would be double the wrist. I'm gonna say 12. I think 12 is a good bell. Okay. And so what I'm gonna do now, I don't have any seam allowance yet. I'm gonna add that after the fact. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take from this 12 and I'm gonna go to up here where I have, and I'm gonna just draw a line like this. And I'm gonna draw. So at this point, that's what we have. Okay. I'm gonna draw. So how many inches did I go down? I didn't write it down. Was it 20? Let me see. I can't remember because I know for a fact I didn't want the sleeve to be actually that long. Yeah, I went to 26. Now, when we took the measurement, she did say 26, which essentially will be the length of a part of the sleeve, right? But we belling this out, right? So remember, this is the part over here on the fold. That's at the shoulder. That's at the shoulder. That's the shoulder portion. This part is at the hand portion inside the hand, because that's the part that's in under the armpit. This the part is under the armpit. This is the part that's at the shoulder. This part is under the armpit. So I consider this part to be um like if your hand is turned when you're walking, this is inside the hand. Okay. That's this the part that's really gonna be the longest part. And this part gonna be the shortest part. So I'm gonna actually end up cutting some of this off. Okay. Now, a seam allowance, I could I'm gonna go in, I could do a 1 inch seam allowance. That'll give me, I could do a 1.5 inch seam allowance, kind of giving it a little more flow. Because I'm definitely not gonna sew no 1.5 inch seam allowance. That's usually when I do something as big as that. I don't even know what the hell. That's me adding in ease and all kinds of shit. You don't need no ease in no seam allowance, right? I put seam allowance up here. Okay. I'll add some seam allowance up here because I do need to add some seam allowance in order to, when I sew this into the sleeve, into that sleeve, right? I do need that, but that's only going to be 1/4 inch, which I will add that in a minute. But, or I'll add that when I cut it out on the fabric. I could add it then. But here, I'm just going to add, I can also shape this out. Like for instance, if around the elbow, I don't want it to be so full. So right now, let me see, the elbow is possibly at this 10. I could have took that measurement for, but I'm putting the elbow somewhere around this part, around about here. I could take some of that fullness out of the elbow area. I could have this go more straight down and then bell out. You know what I'm saying? Or if I wanted to, I can let it all just be a full sleeve. Take it from here and then bell, have that shit go out instead of a gradual bell out. I can do all kinds of things. I can do what the hell I want to do, to be honest, and make it fashionable. Instead of being so sharply, I can put a curve, make it a nice little curve. But I actually do want a sharpness to this sleeve because that's what I'm going to add. So let me go look at the idea that I had. That was the idea that I saw that gave me this idea for this. Anyway, when I saw it, I was like, oh, I like this outfit. I did not create this outfit, y'all. It was an outfit that I saw. I showed it to her. I was like, "Ooh, I saw this outfit. I thought it would be cute for me to make. What do you think?" And she liked it as well. And I was like, "You sure?" And she was like, "Yeah." And that's how we went with it. Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna see if I can find the outfit for y'all. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Um, so and it's I kind of like it, but I don't know if I like it going the opposite direction too. Right? It's cute. Can I show it to y'all? I don't know how to make it big without let me see. Hello everyone, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. My name is Osara. I want to take the sound down. I don't want to show y'all the video. I just want to see if she gonna wear it and I'm gonna show it to y'all. Okay. I wish it was just pictures. Let me see if I can find pictures of oh, let me see. So y'all can see what I mm, see when I look it up on Google, they never want to show. I'm gonna put African, right? Because they never want to show our shit. They always want to advertise other people's shit, man. So they always put them. Maybe if I put draft, let me see if I can find a photo images. Mm. They really don't promote our stuff, y'all. And so therefore, that's why I hate that. Because if they promoted this, you know what I mean? Oh, I like that too. Wow, that's cute. You put a white woman in it, then they're the sell. Put black people in it, then they get overlooked. I sell it to a white woman though. Oh, they'll be wanting it, but then other people. So let me show it to you the way I saw it. Um, this is no, I don't know if this is. Let me see. Hello, everyone. Oh, that's ugly as hell. Okay, so see this outfit right here. This is it. Right, it's one right here. See the long sleeve is a bell sleeve, crop top, and a matching skirt. Right now, this one down here also that's cute too. The sleeve is a little different. It's cute too, right? The difference is this one has a angle at the bottom. This one don't. Both of them cute. They basically the same. Um, let's see. Same type of outfit except she put on shorts there. Um, Here it go again with different fabrics, prints on it. Oh, I love this one right here. She made hers into a dress. I was like, I love it. Okay. I even like it with the shorts. Right? Hers is a little different. The same thing essentially, except her I don't like her sleeves. It's not even her sleeves. I think it may be the fabric, the color that might be throwing me off, maybe. And then, but what I did notice is that some of them, when they was making it, you could tell, like the pictures that they're using are not their pictures, because the way they made it, I could tell the fakes and the phonies, should I say, right? Because I know goddamn well they didn't put that shit on, and they don't. The pictures that they're using, and when you go into look into their video, those pictures are not their pictures. The thumbnails are not their pictures, right? Because I know damn well they wasn't able to put that shirt on. That's why even in what I'm doing, I decided on some little small changes because I'm like, I don't trust that neckline. Why I don't trust that neckline? Because I'm like, they people not might not be able to put their head in that shit. So I might put a zipper in it. I'm like, no. I'm like, oh no, no. I don't trust. Okay. I don't trust them. And so it's different if the person was here and I could take actual measurements. Then now we talking. But if I can't take your measurements and trust what the measurements that I take, I cannot go based on what these people talking about. Well, how about you just use 4 here and 3 here? Just use these numbers. And I'm like, why you chose them numbers? And I'm like, and then you're not even gonna show. One woman did use those same numbers, and then she tried to put it on her own ass, and it wouldn't even go over her head. I was like, oh hell no. I'm like, these Africans, man, they think we stupid in the US, baby. They making money off us though, because people looking at some videos. I'm like, look, you can look at them videos, but do not follow them people with no fabrics, baby. Okay? Calling yourself a seamstress, claiming you making shit, and then people buy that shit from you and they can't put that shit on. Okay? They gonna laugh. They scamming you in a different way, baby. Anyway, so let me tell you what I decided. So what was the measurement again? So remember, I left this at the bottom. Remember, I decided to leave this at the bottom because I need a seam allowance all the way around. The seam allowance is, I don't need a seam allowance at the bottom, but I need a hem. And remember, I am gonna angle this. And now I had to decide: do I want the angle on the inside or the outside? Do I rather have the angle like where it's longer here instead of here? So if y'all look at this shirt that I just showed y'all, her angle has her shirt being longer and is inside of her hand. To me, I mean, it's cute, right? But I was thinking, why? Like, why isn't it just longer on the outside of her hand and shorter going inside of her hand? It would just look, it would still have the angle there. It would just be going the opposite way. And that way, her hand would not be covered with fabric. To me, the design decision for me is to take that fabric outside of her hand. To me, that fabric being inside of her hand is ridiculous. You see what I'm saying? And so I'm deciding, instead of making it the way she do it, either what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shorten that sleeve and I can make it that way, still make taking it out of her hand, or I will do it the opposite way by making the sleeve on at the top, making it longer and shorten it going the opposite way. Like I said, the second, remember the one at the bottom, she had, it was cute. It was just a little shorter. It wasn't nowhere in her hand. Was it gonna mess with her when she grabbed her phone? If she working, if she dealing with children, that sleeve was not gonna mess with any of that. And I don't want the person, it's a cute sleeve, but that sleeve is messing with everything in her life. It's cute only to take pictures with, baby. But other anything she do, that picture is in the way. Look at this one. That's cute. This picture's covering up her whole head. She can't even do nothing with her hand, baby. It's cute for pictures though, but her hand is whole totally covered up. I'm not doing that though. Okay. I want my customer to be able to wear this dress to work if she want to go to church. See, and that's why I didn't want to make it that mini neither, because she said she's a businesswoman. I wanted it wanted to be classy, where she could go to church in it. You know, you just all I have to do is make the mini longer, just a little longer for her, right? Make the mini a little longer. Uh, the shirt where no belly is showing, and she could go to church in this. But not say she don't go to church. She could go definitely go to work in it. It's cute. Um, and that's what I was thinking. But look, people could go to work and do what they want in their clothes. You order it for me, and I'm gonna make it the way you want me to make it. I ain't no judgment on me. But if you tell me that you want to be able to wear it to work, then that's my job to make sure that you're able to wear it to work. So that's all. Okay. So I am gonna angle this though, and so let me look at that again. All right. She mad at me. She said, "Oh, really? Yeah. Look, I love her that. I said these videos are clickbait. You aren't being truthful. You can't follow them because of this. Be really careful before wasting your money on materials thinking you can follow these type of directions." And somebody clicked the like on it, and she said, "Oh, really? Yes, yes. Oh, really? Oh, goddamn, really? Okay. Oh, really?" So. I would love for them to come up and explain themselves. Okay. Why won't you tell people that when you took the measurement of that goddamn okay, so let me take the measurement. Let me take after I did that curve, and I know I did that curve right, most definitely right. Okay. Let me see if it's gonna come out to 8.5. Because we know it's not gonna be 8.5. You know how we know? We know because I added the curve. But let me take that goddamn measurement. Shit. I'm at 10.5, and it and a line that was 8.5. This line was 8.5. I'm at 10.5, and I haven't even added seam allowance. And they talking about when they do that, right? They'll be they measure the curve, and then they'll be like, "See, I'm at 8.5." And then they'll be like, "I'm at 8.5, and this extra, that's the seam allowance." And they be lying instead of saying this extra is because you get extra. But they won't say that. Okay. No, she could say it's old rules. Mm, anyway, that's what she loved me. Okay. I'll be over there telling on their ass. Shit. I don't be giving a goddamn. I ain't got no reason to lie on them people or to them people. I don't know why they be clickbaiting people. And they be, listen, can they help you? Only if you know some shit. If you don't know no shit, them people will clickbait your ass and scam your ass. That's what I got to say about their ass, okay? Um, anyway, y'all, I'm gonna add some semen laws. I want to look at that picture again because I do like the angle. I like that it has a angle to it. I think it's cute, right? Now the picture that we see is not that woman who that's not her picture. Like I said, they take somebody else's picture, they see the outfit themselves, and then they recreate it, and then they tell people, "Hey, I'm gonna show you how to recreate this outfit." But then they do not recreate that outfit. Okay. Um, but they come close, right? And if you if you're not careful though, your ass ain't recreating that outfit. That's all I'm saying. Your ass. So let me see. I'm looking at it. And like I said, this is the sleeve. This is the part where the underpit is. So that's what your hand would be. The inside of your hand would be. And so they have it going where this part is shorter and this part is longer, right? So it's usually going like this. So I'm thinking of doing it the opposite, having this part longer and this part short. Um, Inverting. I'm gonna keep this part longer and have that part short. Um, so I'm trying to envision what that looks like. That'll be cute. Let me do it. And I want to do it by like 3 inches. So we're gonna measure up 3 inches on this side. And I already accounted for that. That's why I went so far down. So we're gonna go 3 inches up on this side, and then we're gonna go from here up like this. Uh-oh. I gotta go all the way to this end over here. And check it out. When I cut it out on the fabric, if for some reason it don't look right, I can just take that off. But see, so the shoulder side will be long and the inside of the hand will be shorter. You will be able to see it because it's a deep enough 3 inch difference. Now I got to so this part on the hand when you're walking, um, you'll be able to see that sharpness in that. Just let me do the measurement again from the hip to the I have it at 26, and I think that's what we said we wanted it. It's gonna be a little shorter because we're gonna put a seam allowance. I've already kind of added the seam allowance, the hem. It's gonna be a small hem. I'm gonna just hem it up. Actually, I'm gonna add a hem. I'm gonna put a hem in there, angling it to this. Okay, so I'm gonna add a little hem to it, and that's how we do it. Anybody got any questions? Y'all gonna see me add the seam allowance or the hem to it. I'm gonna add a whole 1 inch hem. And so what you do is you kind of follow. I can either do dashes like that, or I can just do a line. Put in hem, put in 1 inch hem, right? I can also do a 1 inch seam allowance on the side. 1 inch is a lot on the seam allowance, but we could do that. No problem. It's easy too because it's a straight line. I have I'm gonna put a hem. I go right. Add that there. Okay. And then I'm gonna put 1 inch just so I know 1 inch seam allowance. Okay. And then though in this portion up here, I'm only gonna do I'm gonna do a 1/2 inch. That's me being generous because usually I usually do a 1/4 inch, but I'm gonna do a half. And what do I do that? Because this is curves that we're dealing with, right? So I'm gonna can't really. Oh man, remember when I said I don't need any extra? Remember, I need a little extra. So watch what I do. Okay, so I'm gonna show y'all. Since I started with the seam allowance right at the tip, I can't really put a little seam allowance up here. But watch what I do. Take a piece of paper, a little piece of brown paper, any paper really, to be honest. But I'm gonna grab some of this extra paper I might have around here. Um, Maybe even some of this paper kind of balled up. It don't matter. Wait, no, I have some that's not balled. Yeah, piece that's not balled up. I need some tape. Oh, where the tape at? I think it's in here. Should be in here. Yesterday, I got tape or a glue stick. It don't really matter, but I use a glue stick for now. My tape usually just sits right here. I used it yesterday. Let me grab it. I know you're in it. This means not to you. And that liquid. I got the glue stick liquid. I don't want to use the tape. You can use any type of tape you want, but I do have certain types of tape for certain type of things. Let me use the glue stick. Okay, so right up here, I need a piece of paper because I have to add a seam allowance in a space in which there's no extra space for me to put. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna kind of put some glue. Okay, see that? And I put that there. So I end up fixing that problem that easy. Okay, and then now measure my half an inch above that because I need seam allowance there. So put the seam allowance, put you there, and I'm kind of just following. Okay. So y'all, I'm not sure if y'all can see the dotted line. I could literally take my curved ruler and follow those dotted lines, making sure that they one curve match the other curve. Because I just needed a half an inch away. Or I could have literally just found it like that. Right? follow that, get this curve right here, that like that, and then so that goes from, and this is what, a half an inch, right? Yep, half an inch seam allowance. This is called the bell sleeve, and this is for a, what do I want to put? I can either put the chest measurement, because if the chest measurement matches, this will fit. I can also put the armhole measurement. And if the armhole measurement of that person matches this, it'll fit for that. So it's a various variation, but I can also just put that it's 8.5. And then if the person is 8.5, then it's a meet that also. And even if they don't want a bell sleeve, they just need, I could just get this part of the sleeve, you see, and then I can adjust this and make this a regular sleeve by making adjustments from this point down, and make any adjustments to make it into a regular basic sleeve or short sleeve and all of that. The only thing that'll change would be from this line down. Make it a short sleeve from going this point downwards and make it into a short sleeve. Okay? The part is this part right here. This is the most important part as far as I'm concerned. And now we're gonna cut this out. I'm gonna show y'all me doing that as soon as I need to put some things away, because that's how I start misplacing things. Because that invisible goddamn ruler is lost already, and I know I just had it. Okay, I mean, it should be invisible, y'all. Oh, here go it. Look, it's invisible. I don't even know if y'all can see me holding it, but the thing invisible. Okay. Uh, just put some of this stuff away. The scissors, they're not invisible, but um, they somewhere out here. The ones for the. Okay, so now how do I cut this? Just cut that line that y'all saw. You do. They can. Who thought exposing these people, man? And that is your sleeve. That's your sleeve head right there. It was easy. Okay. Um, Now, see, I'm looking at this, right? And I feel like I can take this up sharper. Because I feel like that hers was sharper. I feel like it was just sharper. You know what I mean? But this him not gonna be there, so it's gonna be like this. So I can always make some adjustments. I feel like I feel like I could shorten this a little bit, make it a little shorter there. If I wanted to, if I needed to. I did make it longer just for the sake of in case I want to shorten it. But remember, you can always shorten things. What you cannot do is make things longer after you start cutting into your fabric. But you can always make things shorter. Okay. And so for the safety of things, I make them longer. And there's at certain lines too, like there's certain lines you cannot make things shorter. I can't go up here and start saying, oh, I'm gonna make it shorter here by taking some of this off. No, certain thing at certain spots, there's areas you cannot shorten. Like if there's certain lines, if your elbow line is at a certain area and this is that and it's measured from there, you can't just go and taking things. But there are things, and if your wrist is at a certain, like the body is measured a certain way. There's certain areas where you could go and say, okay, look, I could shorten in between this and this line. But after anything other than that, you can't shorten it. Now, the good thing is I did add length at this bottom. So yes, at this bottom, I could shorten. But at the top, anything above, you cannot start shortening. You can't go in and just start taking things away from. Okay, hope that makes sense. Now let's see what we're talking about. Let's see if this really matches what I've done. Where's the shirt pattern? What did I do with that? Now, oh, and there is a difference between the front pattern and the back pattern. But in as far as this shirt is by a fourth of an inch, and that's why the truth is that's why I didn't make that short little small difference. A fourth of an inch is very tiny, um, and so and that's because of the person I made this for. They heavy chested. Okay, now small chested. That big difference is a half of an inch. A half an inch is that's a significant amount of fabric. A half an inch of fabric is a decent amount of fabric. Is it a lot? Nah, right? So you don't even have to make adjustments for that if you don't want to. Um, on reality, for realness, you don't have to make no adjustments for a little small warm half an inch. And so that's why you don't see that a lot in regular ready to wear garments. They're not making those small little adjustments, right? Um, so if they're not doing it for a half inch, you know damn well we're not gonna do it for a fourth of an inch, a quarter of an inch, right? But um, can you see the differences in a half of an inch? Yeah, I think if I made a garment for somebody, um, and this person didn't have, they had smaller breasts, and this person was heavier chested, and I didn't make those adjustments. I think if you was visually looking to see the differences, you will be able to tell. Also, if you was looking to see which garment was ready to wear and which one was homemade, um, you would be able to tell. Would you would be able to tell which one was very well constructed, and you would be able to tell. Okay. I don't know which one you might think is homemade versus which one is store bought. I think people are a little confused. And so they think homemade equals not well made. It's actually the opposite. Store bought is the one that looks kind of sloppy. And then, so it's unless the person just a beginner. If they're a beginner, then maybe. I think store bought ready to wear is almost like a beginner home sewist. Ready to wear and beginner home sewist is on the same level. But uh, or somebody who really know how to sew garments and ready to wear, well, there's no competition, baby. There's no competition. If this person know how to sew and they know the rules, the regular, they know what they're doing, then there's no competition. You're not gonna you gonna be able to tell the difference, but you may get it confused on which one is which. I don't think this is as obvious as I thought it would be, and I think I am gonna make some adjustments to this. But anyway, check it out. So this is one of these is the front and the back. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch it like this, and I'm gonna use my phone this time, so I don't have to make some so I make no adjustments. And I'm gonna show y'all what I've done with just the shirt. I might pull out the skirt pattern too. The next day, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna be sewing. I think I'm gonna cut the rest of the day, not on here though, because we're gonna start a stream and probably start talking. But what I'm gonna do is let me grab my phone. Hey Siri, I gotta find you. Oh, I think I see you. Yeah, she lit up on me to let me know where she was. Okay, we're gonna we're gonna do some things, and so I can show you. I think I told y'all that the Did you try again? No, I'm okay. You got it. Um, told y'all sewing and pattern making and stuff like that is sewing is like a puzzle. It's about puzzle, putting puzzle pieces together. I think I explained that. Okay. Now when I use my phone, y'all, it's unfortunate, but it's what they call it. It's usually not wide. I don't know if I can change that because they made some changes. I don't do no investigative work no more. I don't be caring. I'm gonna be honest. Let me do share screen. Um, I do have to make some changes real quick too, y'all. Give me a second. I don't want it to die on me. What is it? General? Uh, is it? Is it? No, I don't think it's general. Is it? Uh, Notification. Display. There we go. Unlock. Never. Okay. Wait. Never. Yeah, we're gonna do never. Okay, cool. I'm gonna put you up here. We're gonna bring you down further. Put you like that. And we're gonna do some watching. Okay, we're gonna do some. Let me see if I can put you up a little bit. I might have to put you up a little bit like that. Okay, so we're gonna do some reviewing of some things. Okay, so here's the shirt. It's the front. Here's the back. Don't have many markings on the back because remember I based it on the front. Y'all saw me draft the front, and I told y'all the difference in the front and the back was going to be a little bit in the armhole and in the neckline. So if you look, you'll see that that's the difference. The neckline and the armhole. If you look here, you can see that you can see a little strip of the back from the front. So that's the difference. A little bit here, and you can see the neckline. But everything else is the same. And then I decided to make a change because I don't trust the neckline as far as like will the person be able to put it on. So I think I'm gonna put a zipper in. So I kind of added that just in case I decide to actually put a zipper in. Okay. So I'll make that decision when I start sewing things. Okay. This is a safety precaution if I'm going to put a zipper in. Okay. So I may and I may not. So, but let's think of, so the armhole. This is the back. This is the front. So what I've done to, to see if we done it correctly, I put the armhole together like such. Remember, this will be sewn together. This will be the armhole, and this will actually fit in here. This will fit in there. All right, that's how that goes. So what you do, I went in and I measured that out. I took my tape and I measured. Now what you see though is it's going to be longer than my original measurements because remember, I have seam allowance, which if you look, you'll see where I have added an inch of seam allowance here, um, an inch of seam allowance here, and then I added seam allowance. Okay, that's so the seam allowance is what you need when you start sewing things together. But I assure you that all of this fits like a puzzle. Okay, everything fits as it should. Actually, I could take these pieces of paper and I could sew them together, and it would and put it on. Actually, put it on the bottom. Okay. And it should fit on the person who I created this for. Should be able to fit on their body. Okay. Now, so that's the shirt, and that's the sleeve for the shirt. I'm gonna make a drastic. If not, I can just make it. It's just a bell sleeve. I was just trying to give it that look. I thought that look was cute, but I don't want it to. So then we do have the skirt. I think that's the skirt. That's another cotton. That's the skirt back, and this is the skirt front. Okay, skirt back, skirt front. And I think the only thing left to do, I'm not going to I'm not going to make a at the waistband, but I'm not going to make that with a pattern piece. That's so simple to do that I'm not going to do that by making a pattern piece. That's actually just going to be a rectangle, a long piece that's going to measure her waist in circumference plus like 3 inches. Um, and then I'm gonna sew that on. And then I'm gonna add the zipper after the fact. So that way I don't have to add a button or hook and eye. Okay, so I decided how I'm gonna do that. And I think that's gonna be it. Let me think if I'm missing anything. I am gonna do the lining. I have decided. I think now, as far as the shirt, I think I am going to line the shirt as well because it's easier for y'all. Okay. Is it easier for me? It's not easier for me. Nope. It's not. It's easier for me to just put some bias tape around the neckline and some bias tape around the neckline and the what else I need to bias tape? The neckline. Yeah. I'll hem the bottom of the sleeve. I can need bias tape that or hem it. Uh the hem the bottom of the shirt or bias tape it or hem it. Um Truth be told, is I'm thinking that's the easiest for me, but bias tape. Let me think about that. Because bias tape is not that difficult. Um I think And there's that, like I said, there's various ways of doing things, many ways of doing things, right? If I decide to line the shirt, it makes it a little heavier, but it also helps with the shirt. So I'm still considering it. And what gonna make me make that decision will be the fabric, right? So my decisions is not just based on what's simple, but these things are also based on the fabrics and my the fabric decisions, the choices. Because although these fabrics are light, the fabric that I chose to put behind it is black, right? So if I when I put the black behind here, is the black gonna make it darker? Which means if the skirt is darker than the top, now it doesn't look like it's an outfit. It looks like it's mismatch, right? So I think I explained that already. And so I haven't really did the research. I didn't do the testing yet to check. Okay. So also I could use the same fabric as the lining, which means you won't even know. Like this will be the same, this fabric will be also the lining fabric. So when you look in the inside, you don't even really see that there's another piece of fabric there. Okay, that's a technique. Well, I don't know if you call it a technique. You know what I'm saying? But that is uh that is something that's used as well. You, people who don't know, they would never know that that's a whole nother. See how light that is? I'm not sure if y'all can see through that. But see that fabric? Let me see. I'm not sure if it catches it on the camera or not, but you can essentially see through that fabric. Can y'all see? You can see the lines through that fabric. You see that? So imagine her having some underwear on and it's a skirt. You'll be able to see it. So that's why I most definitely am lining this as a skirt. Now think about that as a shirt. I am thinking I am going to line this as a shirt at first. Now, at first I was thinking I don't really need to. She gonna probably possibly have on a bra. It's closer to her body. But then I was thinking, I think I'm a line. I think I am gonna line it. So I think just by me doing this test just now, bam, yes, I've decided I'm gonna line this as a shirt as well. And and it don't matter if I use black because no matter what color I use as the lining, as long as I use whatever I use on the bottom, I also use on the top, then everything will be good. Even if the black make this a darker color, it don't matter because it'll be the same color on the as the shirt as it is as the skirt. You see what I'm saying? So it don't matter. So yeah, I'm glad that I just because that's how you usually test, right? I couldn't tell the last, but when I put it on here like here, and you can see those lines. Well, you know if you can see those lines, just imagine. And I'm not even in a high, well lit area. My bedroom lighting is terrible. If I open the windows though, or the curtains, should I say, or the blinds, now we're talking. So if you can see these lines through here without it being well lit, just imagine going out in the sun. This you will be able to see through this. So yeah, so I have the answer to that. So I don't have to even do any more research on that. So yes. So we're gonna start working on sewing this up. Okay. I showed you how to do darts, and how to measure this out. Okay. Seam allowances and everything. So we drafted a whole outfit. I did not just draft y'all a skirt. We drafted out a skirt, front, back, with darts, right? We drafted out the top, crop top. And then we drafted out that bell sleeve, right? These are not just regular, smuggler, just regular items. This is going to be a whole outfit, not something you just go in the store and just buy, right? It's a bell sleeve. It's a crop top with bell sleeves. And it's a mini skirt, right? That's going to have, it will have a zipper in the back. I could do a zipper on the side, but no, we're going to do it on the back. And it does have darts in the front. And I think I have darts in the back too. Yes, I put darts in the back and the front. Now I could leave the darts out in the front. I'm gonna tell you why. When you don't put your darts in the front, you end up with those creases. Um, that be in the front, you know. So there's some. I don't know why Africans do that shit. They'll decide not to put the darts in the front. I don't even know. They be doing some weird shit. I be looking at them. I be like, well, why are you not putting it? But like, well, sometimes I decide not to put the darts in the front. I'm like, but why would you do this? Oh, I put the darts in the back. Okay, you put the darts in the back. Like, I be thinking it's ass backwards, to be honest. I be thinking I understand why you might not put the darts in the back, but if you shapely in the back. I Nah, I don't even understand it. I don't know what the hell they be talking about. It'd be the most ridiculous shit that they be saying. But I be watching. I be watching because I'm thinking they're gonna teach something that, you know, because they be over there, man. They be sewing, they be pushing and pulling their fabrics through the sewing machine. And I be wondering, is their sewing machines different than ours? I'm like, them people over there, is they shit broken? Because they be pulling that fabric. I'm like, that shit must be broken over there. That's not how you sew, lady. And that shit, I'm like, I be thinking to myself, that's not how you sew. Why are you pulling that fabric through that? Like they have teeth at the bottom and it feeds the fabric, but they be pulling it. They be in the front and the back holding it. And I'm thinking, why are they doing that? So I assume that maybe their sewing machine is broken and they're working on like a broken machine. But the machines that they're working on normally are the ones that easily fixable because they don't have all the moving parts that these sewing machines that we buy, like some of these machines, like I'm gonna be honest, I shouldn't have bought it when I think about it, right? Because when they do break, they easy to break, real expensive to get fixed. The parts are plastic. And but the machines they have is usually those older looking machines, but they don't be old now. They look like they're older machines because the people all over the world still use those older style machines. They're the reliable machines. Okay. They So in our minds, we're thinking they're on old machines. No, they're not old machines. Those are new machines. Okay. American, I don't think it's wrong. But listen, but that's how they get us, though. They get us. We be thinking, oh, look at them. They sewing on those old machines. I'm like, shut your ass up, lady. Anyway, I'm done. We gotta stop. Anyway, I'm gonna restart and we could talk about something else. Okay. But this will be a cute outfit. Now, I was trying to think of something that I can make it fancy because even though it's cute, it's just purple. And I could, you know, I no, I'm not gonna say it because once I say it, then if they want me to do it, I don't want to do it. Okay. But I could create fabrics. I could paint fabrics. I could dye fabrics, right? We could paint on fabrics. We could make our own fabric colors. If you see a fabric that you don't see a fabric you really like, you could create your own fabric, y'all. Y'all could go and get a basic muslin, white in color or beige in color or whatever, and you could make your own color. You could paint. You could sublimate. You can do whatever you want. It's not that difficult. You just got to learn the process, right? I'm not offering all that because if I start offering shit like that, people will take me up on it. but it's not cheap. And the people who take me up on it, they already know that, right? They also know that it doesn't take a week. You're not getting no outfit like that in no goddamn week, right? You already know that it might take a month to get that outfit, okay? Or whatever. If it's a whole outfit, it might take a couple of months. Because you're talking about specialty fabrics, okay? I could bead this up. I could make when I make the shirt, I could put beads around the collar, neckline. Um, if I just had the free range, but and the money, you know what I'm saying? Uh, if I had the free money, if I had the money where I just go and create some shit, people got to put the money into it. Though I cannot go and because suppose I can't sell it now. I'm thinking I need to find out what is this size that most people who buy shit like that, what are they size ranges? So I can create some shit in these sizes, and these people gonna be like, I'll buy that. Okay, I'll buy that. I'll spend 300 on that. My husband and I cannot be sick. I got shit around this house already. Now it is my fault because I ain't post that shit up for sale. And it's, I blame my sons. I've been like, when you gonna take these pictures? I keep asking him, hey boy, you told me you're gonna take photos of my bags and things, right? Now the things that I sell locally, as soon as I put it out, they sell. The thing is though, I don't wanna it's summer. Summer's coming around and I guess I'll get rid of them this summer. But yeah, I sow things all during the winter months. And when summer comes though, I'll go out there and I'll get rid of it. It'll be on sale. Or should I say it will sell. It don't go on sale. It means I put it on, I put it out to sell. On sale and selling it is not the same thing, right? When I say I'm putting it out to sell. Yeah. Anyway, y'all, I'm getting confused. Listen, what we coming back to talk about. Because I am gonna be cutting these pieces and tomorrow I'm looking around to see if anything gonna stop. Tomorrow's Friday. Is today Friday? No, tomorrow's Friday. Leaky left yesterday. Okay, tomorrow's Friday. I'm gonna be sewing. So today I'm cutting the lining pieces into pieces. I was gonna make a bag to go with this outfit, but um the color is also color. So I'm gonna make a bag anyway. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make yeah, I don't know. I did it. I do have some. I bought some extra fabric um, to make something to go with this because I knew that if I'm making this, I make some accessories to go with it. It'll be an upsell, but I'm not sure if that's gonna be the case. So I know what's a hot selling bag locally in my area, and it's a hot selling bag in my area, y'all. Yeah, 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 yeah. So this summer, I got to get on it. Let me turn this off. Let me stop the share. How do I do that? But I was stopping that share first. Let me do this. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Mm, doot, doot. Okay. We're doing it right? Yeah. Now, we're going to restart. And do I have anything to talk about? I'm trying to get off this. Do I have something to talk about? Do I have anything to talk about? What do we have to talk about? I said I told y'all I was gonna stay away from YouTube for a while. And so that's what I'm trying to calm, trying to get centered back, talk about some things that good. Like, yesterday we was talking about gardening. I think we touched on that. And somebody hit me up and told me I didn't know what I was talking about. It's under the comment section. They told me that they know that I don't know what I'm talking about. They know they bought some seedless grapes. Let me turn this camera off. Give me a second, y'all. Where do I go? First, let me turn it off this way. And then let me go. I gotta go here. Go here. Now, I don't mean to put the lady up because the lady taking shots because I ain't trying to take no shots at nobody. This is the thing, y'all. And I say this to say what I'm about to say. Okay? I'll say this to say what I'm about to say. And this happened on Sharon's today, right? It happened on Sharon's. I could be on a panel, and it's not just me. So I don't want it to make it seem like it's just me. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not saying that it's just me. It's quite a few people. It's a lot of us. It happens to those of us who may know something, new people come around, or people who don't know what they're talking about. And because they heard it, they think they know what they're talking about, right? And they heard it. Now it's weird because you heard it, and I'm telling you something else, and you heard me say it too. And but then you tell me I'm wrong, right? So some of us been here for a while. We say shit. Other people say shit. I wasn't having the conversation earlier. I saw that they had some people up there like Mr. Music, Big J. I saw the topic and I was like, oh, they got it covered. So I didn't even attempt to come up at all. I was sitting back listening. And I saw who they was talking to. And I was like, why won't people listen to the people who was here? Like there's a group of people who was here. And they don't want to give them no validity. They don't give a shit. You got to understand. Like they've been doing this to some of us for years. You know what I'm saying? They just we elderly people, they like to tell us we don't know what we talking about, even though we was here. Um, if you've been here on YouTube for a while and you was here from the beginning, they like to tell you you don't know what you're talking about, even when they're the ones asking the fucking question. And so let me go back to what I'm talking about before this. Sorry, y'all, my kind of pieces. When I fanned it, the thing away, they fell on the floor. Anyway, so let's go back to me mentioning yesterday that there are no lot of seedless fruits out there. I mentioned this and I said it with a clear conscience and I said it with like as if I knew what the hell I was talking about. And I said it while talking about growing things because I grow things. I grow gardening. I grew up in a family where my family grew the things that we ate and um we we took care of the animals that we ate. That's right. We raised the meat that we ate and we grew the vegetables and fruits that we ate. That's what we did. That's what we did. And so people will say, well, they've changed. I'm like, you don't understand that you don't have a seed, then you don't have a fruit. That's just what that is. Now imagine having a fruitless, a seedless fruit. And what I said yesterday, I said, name a seedless fruit. I said, name it. I said, there is no seedless fruits. Remember? And then I mentioned an example. I said, when they were saying that tomatoes, they used to call a tomato a goddamn vegetable. You know why? See, the tomato was confusing. The tomato was confusing. Why was the tomato so confusing? Because that thing that was considered maybe possibly without a doubt a seed, you was able to eat it. You were able to eat it. Well, those seedless grapes, but those are seeds inside of it. They're just transparent. You can see them though. They're transparent and they're soft and they're edible. But they are seeds. And if you have ever looked in one, you could see the actual seeds in the goddamn what you calling and what they call seedless grapes. All you got to do is open it up when you're biting it. Just, I don't know how you bite into something without looking at it. You can absolutely see the seeds in it. Just like when you bite in that tomato, you can see the seeds in it. This is a conversation for the next thing. But so they told me that they know. Talk about what? No, those are seeds. You could see them, and they're just edible seeds. You know what else? Watermelon. They got watermelon that they call seedless watermelon, and yet you can see the seeds in the watermelon. They call them seedless watermelon. Yes, isn't that something? You ever seen the seedless watermelon and you see the seeds? They might be white, they're smaller, and every once in a while, depending on how old that watermelon is, though, you might stumble across that brown seed. Yeah, that's because it aged and matured long enough for the brown seeds to start popping up. But it usually don't happen that often, right? They catch it. They know how old those watermelons. They keeping up as they should. That's what farmers do. They know exactly when they put those seeds in. They know when they call seedlings. They know when they mature from that. They know what they're doing. Anyway, I'm going to go. It's something when people come, though, and they question what you're saying, and all they got to do is Google some shit. It's something, though, that they're going to tell me that they know what they saw on a sign. Oh, is that what you saw on the sign? You saw something said a seedless grape. I did too. I did see it. I saw it too. They're calling the seedless grape. Essentially, what they mean to tell you though is that you can eat the seeds. It doesn't it sound better to call it a seedless grape than to call it a edible seeds grape? Hey, you can eat these seeds that's in this grape. Isn't it easier just to say seedless grape? You know who didn't say it was seedless grape though? The government didn't tell you that. Just because the store call it that, you think that means something? The store can say anything they want to say. Now you go and show me where some government agency said, "Hey, here go the seedless grapes." Show me where anything that where they have to tell the truth of something on food. Show me where they said that they have some seedless grape. Then we can have a conversation. Other than that, don't come telling me what a sign said in a store. Telling me, trying to make it seem like I'm giving some wrong information. You can either take my information, you don't have to take it. But you know the weirdest thing to me is just as quick as you question me about what the hell I said, you could have Googled that shit. And I asked the question, and I'm gonna ask it again. Put up a fruit that is seedless so we can go and search it up. There are no seedless fruits out in this world. Because if there are, how is it created? Do you not understand that? You don't understand how everything come into existence? Do you not understand that we don't even exist without an egg? Other animals don't exist without something, right? Some type of egg or something. Like you don't understand that we just don't appear. Fruits don't disappear. Nuts don't disappear. Trees don't disappear. Like there's nothing here on this God, if you believe in God, created earth that just appears. And even if somebody created it, as y'all trying to say, right? You're trying to say that something was created from someone, they still had to create it from something. And there you have it. Now, tell me what that something is. That something still gonna be a seed. Just because they went in and started messing with the DNA of the seed to uh, make it be more hardier or make it be able to handle something or change it looks and its appearance or its smell or its taste, you do know it still messed with its DNA. It still messed with the seed, with its, like we could go and talk about the scientific names of these things if you want, but therefore it still will be considered the seed. Ergo, this goddamn conversation just got really crazy when somebody gonna tell me that they know that there are some things out there that was created without seeds. The whole conversation, this come from these dumbass niggas out here talking about the government is, remember that lettuce? Oh, they swore up and down that the government was making lettuce out of nothing. And I kept telling them that they lying. Bomb, I saw the video. You saw the video of what? That was a man. And he right there, he watched us, he showed us him making lettuce. And I was like, dude, what? Yeah, they're creating food, bomb. I was like, dude, you saw the video? Did you watch the whole video? Yeah. I said, dude, did you not know what that man was creating? Yeah, he created food. Yes, he was creating fake food. Literally, not for nobody to eat, not for nobody to consume. He literally was creating fake food. Like when you go into a restaurant or into a store and there's a basket of fake fruits and vegetables, apples, y'all know what I'm talking about. You ever went into a craft store and you go into the area where they got fake plants and fake apples, fake oranges and shit. You do know somebody create those and make those. That's what that man was making. He was showing us how he make fake lettuce. And it was not for human consumption. I couldn't fucking believe it. Just like over there by Sharon today. Somebody told, oh yeah, well, Bob, we seen a video where, because women are cheating more today than ever. Like, what? How you know? I know it because there's a video where the man asked the women to swap phones. I'm like, oh my fucking God. You niggas are dumb. Mostly all of us saw the video. This man goes around, and so everybody kind of seen it. And if you haven't seen this young man, if I've seen it, then I'm just gonna bank on that everybody at least seen at least one of his videos. Cause I'm not a motherfucker who watch videos, right? So for me to stumble on it, it's like I put it at 99% of the world have seen it. This man walks around. How y'all doing? Are y'all friends? Yeah. Y'all close friends? Yeah. Y'all trust each other? Yeah. Okay. Well, you got a boyfriend? Yeah. You like her boyfriend? He all right. Well, you swap phones and you call her boyfriend and tell him you down with getting with him tonight. Nah, it's not a good idea. And she look at her and say, yeah, girl, go ahead and call my man and act like you want to give him some sex tonight. And that's not how women do it. The fuck I look like letting my friend call my man. You think I'm letting my friend, my sister, any one of my cousins, or anybody Any other woman call my man to act like she want to give him some? That's not what we women do, baby. So we already know, most of us women already know that's a setup. This a setup for filming, right? So she says, "Oh, girl, go ahead and do it with your bad yeah. Go ahead, call him up. I trust you, and I trust him. Go ahead and set him up. Set him up, girl. Let's set him up." And then lo and behold, it get outed that she messing with my man. Oh, but okay, that happened one time. Then the same nigga, he goes to a whole nother set of friends and they get outed as same thing. Oh, and lo and behold, he go to a whole nother. This nigga just lucky like that, huh? Everybody he go to, the set of friends is cheating on, you know what I mean? They're best friends, and the best friend's friend is cheating on her man. Isn't that coincidental? Like that just gotta be something about this nigga. He just happens to be finding all the fucking cheaters. And you niggas just believe that shit. My goodness. Like I said, a whole generation of nothing but fucking dummies. I got to go. You know why? Because my husband is downstairs talking to my best friend. I set him up, y'all. I was like, girl, come over, girlfriend. And I was like, yeah, let's set him up, girl. Come on over. I'ma act like I'm gonna go upstairs and go live. And I want you to be down there and I want you to tell him that you want to give him some. Yeah, but and I'm gonna be upstairs. I'm gonna act like I'm doing a live stream. You be down there and you offer him some sex tonight. Yeah, girl. I'm not gonna really be on live though. I'm gonna be upstairs doing the two steps. Go ahead, go bomb, move it to the left, go bomb. I'm gonna be doing this. Go bomb. Go bomb. Yeah. Go, go. Get it bomb. Drop it like it's hot. Go bomb. And girl, I want you to be hitting on my hubby. Go, 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 go bomb. Drop it like it's hot. Go bomb. Drop it. Bomb. Hubby, 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 hubby. He don't live here. He live by himself. He don't live here. He live by himself in another house. He live by himself. Go, 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 bomb. He not. He live by himself. We not married. He live by himself. We not. Go, go, go. We not. Go, go. That's what's happening over here, y'all. Look, I'm all out of bread and shit. That's because I'm overly fat and shit. uh, I'll see y'all when I come back. And y'all better leave them great, the fruitless, the fruitless seeds alone. Y'all might not have gotten that, but I'll be back.